Hi, I'm Jim Wells and I'm a member of the Best of Us Investors Network. I hope that you will join us and become a part of our community. I want to make the point that I am a retail investor. The Best of Us Investors will disclose any companies that we are sponsored by. We currently are not being sponsored by any companies in the cryptocurrency space. I was promoting Cardano in my last video in terms of my opinions. In addition, a couple of videos back, we did an interview with BTCS, Charles Allen, and he did not give us any proceeds and we are not sponsoring them in any way. So I just wanted to make that clear. I want to make some corrections to my last Cardano Africa video. IOHK stands for Input Output Hong Kong. I misspoke last time. There is not a Prime Minister of the continent of Africa. There is one of Ethiopia, and I was talking back and forth between the two, and I misspoke. It is everyone's right to point out my mistakes. Please don't take anything I say as gospel. I do my best to get the details right, and I don't consider myself an expert in the field as much as I do an analyst. I do, however, refer to the experts in the field. I spend most of my spare time reading and watching videos from experts that I respect in the field. Please understand, I am not going to be perfect moving forward. I am also continuing to learn on a daily basis. And I will continue to share some of the things that I feel that are very relevant for you and with you. I will say, there's not an accepted governing body with this asset class. This is kind of the Wild West. As it continues to grow, hopefully there will be more consensus and less volatility. The migration and growth into cryptocurrency is what we're hopefully all excited about. And that is what we're going to talk about today. We'll be right back.
Best of Us Investors presents Jim Wells.
Raoul Pal is the founder of Real Vision, and he also writes for the Global Macro Investor. He is a macroeconomist that has completely bought into the cryptocurrency space. He started with both Bitcoin and Ethereum and has now moved into a basket of some of the higher market cap cryptocurrencies. His biggest holdings are still in Bitcoin and Ethereum. He just recently did a video that I would encourage you to view called Understanding the Exponential Age. It gives a great overview from someone that is a macroeconomist that has been in the space since 2012. He talks about the debt bubble and the rise of the central banks in 2000. In 2008, the debt and financial crisis, which started monetization, which is the printing of money by the US government. In 2012, Paul wrote an article entitled The Life Raft, which spoke on gold and Bitcoin being a safe haven. He speaks about the US and most developed worlds have followed Japan's model from their economic crisis that basically included government intervention and the printing of money so the aging population would not lose all their savings. In both Japan and now the US, we are seeing a merging of the central bank and central policy. He believes the federal government cannot allow rates to go up past 2% because it destroys any chances of a recovery. In addition, to stabilize the value of the dollar, the Fed prints money and at the same time buys bonds. He states that since 2008, only two asset classes have outperformed the debasement of the US dollar. The NASDAQ, which is basically big tech, and Bitcoin. He, like Michael Saylor, believes that if you are not growing through assets at a rate of 15%, you are not keeping up with the debasement of the US dollar. Now, debasement is basically as the federal government prints money, the value of our dollar loses its purchasing power. It's a little bit different than inflation. He believes the Fed will control inflation by controlling bond yields, and the value of the US dollar as it relates to the rest of the developed world, because every major economy is dealing with the same issues as the US. Europe as a whole has a higher debt average among its countries than we do. So comparatively, the dollar won't lose value in comparison with the euro, yen, and most major currencies. However, if you compare the purchasing power in the next 5 years to what it is current day, he and other major economists believe because of the massive amounts of money being printed, the dollar will lose purchasing power along with the other major currencies of the world. That is debasement as opposed to inflation. Again, he sees inflation being controlled. There is nothing that is going to stop the debasement of the US dollar. Paul goes on to say, at the same time, you are seeing a major migration into the digital asset space. He states there is no end game for the world economy. He sees the ongoing destruction of the world economy and a major exodus towards the crypto space and digital world. All this is being done without banks and with an exponential adoption curve. This is all new and exciting technology. He goes on to say that the alpha being created and all these digital assets is off the charts and that we are still in very early adoption. When you compare cryptocurrency at a $2 trillion market cap and bonds at a $200 trillion market cap, he believes there will be exponential growth in the crypto asset class space. Paul also states that there will be massive corrections with exponential growth that will create high yield trading opportunities for those who invest wisely. The quote was, exponential assets revert to exponential moving averages. So he definitely states that there will be volatility in the space moving forward. When you have these kind of gains, you are going to have major drops. But looking long term, he sees this space continue to grow at very high rates. Bitcoin he sees as a store of wealth because of its mass adoption and its scarcity. He also talks about the functionality of the Lightning Network and processing payments through Strike. He sees Ethereum as the main decentralized finance, and he also speaks about how it also is the main place where NFTs are stored. He also talks about the whole concept of remittance, the idea of banking the unbanked, which you're seeing now with Cardano in Africa. In addition, he talks about interoperability. Polkadot and Chainlink are trying to make all the different blockchains interoperable. Paul explains how that currently happens when you send and receive an email. You don't know which system it came from, which search engine it came from. Okay? You just know that you received the email. You don't really care where it came from. And he also goes on to explain the digital metaverse of NFTs. Paul speaks about Beeple's artwork, which traded in digital galleries with live music where 20 million people attended. The digital events, they had digital events like Easter egg hunts, viewed digital art, shared ideas, and made purchases of art. Then they would go to another digital party with entirely new people, art, and activities. Generation Z will continue to see this type of digital world with universities and schools that can operate in this realm. Games are starting to become interconnected and are starting to combine ecosystems. Shared money and assets, like specifically weapons, swords, are traded from one game to the other. The movie Avatar is here. People are going to be able to live in digital houses and have digital jobs with digital ecosystems. Okay, you're seeing that with our youth right now. That 25, 26 age group, a lot of them are still living at home in one of their parents' bedrooms and parents' houses' bedrooms, and maybe working part-time, and they have everything they need at their disposal in the digital realm. There are mega secular trends that Paul sees coming with stimulus in the coming years. He believes you're going to see a mass exodus toward the digital asset space. In addition, he talks about how you will see converging technologies and specifically mentions Cathie Wood's investments in the following areas: EV and the Green Revolution, digitization of emerging markets, the Internet of Things, virtual reality and wearable technology, biotech, 3D printing, autonomous driving, robotics, artificial intelligence, 5 and 6G, space, and Wi-Fi. Carrie has talked to you at length about these areas in our videos. It's very possible that the majority of these assets could be tokenized and could be traded with digital currency at some point. Join us on the Best of Us Investors Network. I invite you to be a part of our community, join, become a part of our Discord, and get involved in the discussion. We'll see you soon.